So as long as the firewall here is concerned, that's just a DNS query that's going out.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? But your machine at home is using its own port 80 unrestricted to browse the internet. And then because you're using tunneling, your packet is encrypted, right? So your firewall, whatever, doesn't even know what it is because it's been encrypted. It's going through tunnel. So it's running through DNS, coming to your machine. So you're browsing the web that is restricted at Century College because you're using your machine at home to do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's a little bit crazy, but again, you can only flash it if you understand how it works. So what I'm saying, everything depends on what you know. If you don't know, you can't cache it. That's why some people say, well, don't teach them how to hack in people's system because if they can be happen to be bad. Well, I always tell them, don't worry about my students who are taking my class, right? Because at least they know or they were taught the ethics of it, right? You should worry about the people that are not coming into my class. Those are the guys you should worry about. Because they don't learn the ethics and they play by nobody's rule. The only rule they play by is the rule that they set. And they make sure their rule is extremely favorable to them. And they change it as they go. So there's no notebook and nobody to consult about what is the rule of the game. They will hit you below the belt even before the bell rings. Right? So my students actually are at a disadvantage, really, because they have to play by the rules. So while you're losing your sleep over my student, you should lose more sleep over the guy that's running wild. You understand what I'm saying? Because my student knows how he can use these skills to take care of his family, get a good job, and have a decent life. The guy that's running around in his pajamas, in his basement, that has figured out how to make money without even filing any tax. That's the guy you should worry about. And I think sometimes letting people know that, realize that how are they going to be able to defend it or prevent it if they don't know how it works? It's impossible. So that's why I think sometimes for a casual onlooker, because there are always some people who are just too super innocent. I don't know whether they're really innocent or they just want to be, extremely green, But the reality is just that's the rule of the game. You have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, based on that scenario that you described where somebody tunneled to sets a VPN at home and tunnel, so what would be a good criteria to try to identify those packets? Or is there any way that Wireshark could tell you, hey, there is a connection between these two pieces?
It's just what I just told you. You know it. You know what could happen.
Yeah.
Then you write a filter that might possibly cache it.
So in your example, what would that be?
You could be looking at a get command, for example, from a port 53. Why should I be?
There's always DNS.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Now I do. Thank you. I just make that.
So you could just, again, once you get it, it's easier for somebody to set your ball rolling, right? All I have to do is just give you some tips and say, well, why should I have a get command on port 53? And you just connect it, right? You register in your head like that. But for somebody who doesn't know what 53 is, port 53 is, or what runs on it, doesn't know what get command is, and what protocol runs with it, even when you say, why should get be on port 53, you'll be like, I think this guy's lost his mind, right? Whereas he just doesn't understand that, what you're trying to tell him.
Can you write a script for Wireshark that could specifically then look up all the ports and the get command?
You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. All right. So I would say that. That's it. So you could use some of the stuff that we've talked about. You could say, you know what? I want to look for any IP address, right? I want to look at any IP address that's equals to 0. If I want to look for any IP address that's equals to 0, IP ID, right? Because your IP ID shouldn't be equal to 0. Right?
What is the IP ID?
IP ID is what I told you guys earlier on. Is this IP identifier number?
Okay. I guess I thought that was just the IP.
Remember what I told you? I said at the beginning you have a randomly generated number, well, it's never going to be 0. Right? Randomly generated.
And then what?
It will never be a 0.
Right, okay.
Shouldn't be a 0.
Oh, so that act is your IP ID?
No, not really.
Oh.
You know what? Maybe I can show you. I'll probably show you. I will go to my system over here. Look for example here. Let me bring this up. Image. TCP DOM. Shannon. B. Push R. Here. That's the same file that I'm looking at. You understand? Same packet. And expand it. Oh, it's crazy.
Died! He died!
So I'm going to say last. Look at this one right now. I'm going to go up here. You can see this is my type. Okay? This is the IP, type of service. This is my TTL. You can tell that this is a Windows machine. Right?
Yeah, over
Because
64.
It's coming from 128. Right? So, what is that?
Linux 64.
Linux 64, yeah. And this is the IP ID.
Which is different. Okay.
What's your unique ID?
You understand?
And where does that number come from?
That this is randomly generated the first time.
They just pull it out of the air.
Right, okay, it's just randomly generated,
Yeah.
but it is not the act.
What is it?
It's not the act, nor is it related.
No.
Okay.
Your ACK is totally different.
Right, yeah, I get what the act is.
This is your ACK number now.
Okay,
There's your act.
all right.
You understand? And this is my Windows size. You understand? And this is the machine now that is talking over here. 24 days is talking on this port number to this machine on port 88. See that? And you will know when this guy responds back. And this is a, let me take a look at the kind of packet we're looking. DF means don't fragment. And TCP, the protocol number is 6, as you may see. You understand? So, and if you look at a machine that are talking, you can always see the continuation between their talking. For example, look at this machine over here, this IP ID. The next time this guy talks, you see it over here, IP
29.
ID is 28 here, 29 here. Right? Plus 1. That's the next time he talks. And that's how this other machine is able to follow the conversation. Right? Because the number just increases by 1. You could have like 4 different machines here